Alright guys, this is the Fins and Skins mock draft 1.0, so we'll just get straight into it, won't we?
Aye. Right, I'll start off first then.
Aye, go for it.
Right, so number 1 overall pick, Cincinnati Bengals. The obvious pick, Joe Burrow QB. He's going to be the future. It's pretty much written in unless they trade down. Doesn't seem likely. We've already got a video about him, so go check that out if you want. Aye.
Aye, I'm agreeing with that pick as well. Joe Burrow going to Cincinnati. They obviously need a quarterback. Dalton's not very good. Fantastic year last year at LSU.
Yeah.
Aye, for the tape that I showed with the Joe Burrow video, shows he's got a good arm, so definitely a good pick for Cincinnati.
Yep.
Right, pick 2, the Washington Redskins. I've got Chaisson going to Washington. Best player in the draft, in my opinion. Adding another weapon to the D-line, it's got to be a scary D-line, just like the Niners have got. And Jack Del Rio will benefit for having another weapon for him to use.
Yep, I've got Washington as well. Chase Young, great player. Washington are a really good front four. They could trade the pick. This is probably should have said it at the start, but this is no trades mock. So as it is the new, Chase Young is the obvious pick. So number 3, Detroit Lions. Another boy we've done a video on, Jeffrey Okudah, cornerback. My number 1 cornerback in the draft. He's brilliant. They just got rid of Darius Slay, so they need a number 1 corner. And they just need a defensive player anyway. So Okudah.
I agree with that as well. They needed a corner even before trading Slay to the Eagles. Okudah offers great coverage. They also signed Trevon in free agency, but obviously he's getting old, and it's another ball hawk for Detroit, basically. Aye.
Yep.
So the Giants at 4. There's a couple of options here. They could go linebacker with Simmons, but I've got them taking O-line, Tristan Wirfs. He can play right guard and right tackle, solid run blocker, bit raw, but he could easily be fucking Pro Bowl in the future, to be honest. So,
yep.
Tristan Wirfs.
With the New York Giants pick at 4, I've went in the opposite direction. I've went defense, Isaiah Simmons. I'd feel like the Giants' defense is, in terms of their rebuild, is further behind in the offense, and they should go with Isaiah Simmons because he can play at multiple positions. So wherever they need him, they can play him, which is a huge helping hand in starting the rebuild. Then on to my team, number 5, Miami. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback. My favourite quarterback personally, but the injury concerns do put him under Joe Burrow, obviously. And again, I need to remind you, it's a no trade mock. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but we could have a trade, we might know. But as it stands, Tua's going to fall to number 5.
Yep, I also agree with that. Tua to Miami. Great mobility, good arm. He's got a really high ceiling, in my opinion. Miami get their quarterback that they're looking for. They're building a really good team, Miami. Great in free agency, to be honest. Byron Jones, Eric Flowers, Van Noy. So they're definitely a future playoff team, definitely. Pick number 6, LA Chargers. I've got them getting quarterback Justin Herbert. I feel that he's got the best arm in the class, in my opinion. He can sit behind Tyrod Taylor for a year if needed. Chargers are also building a great defense. Chris Harris, Linval Joseph. So I feel offense is the best pick from here, and they'll go for Justin Herbert, quarterback.
Yeah, I've got the same pick, Justin Herbert, quarterback. Yeah, hopefully he would be their future. He's a bit raw, but like you said, he's got a great arm, and he's my 3rd quarterback in the draft, going in the 1st round to the Chargers. Then at 7, we've got Carolina. I'm picking Derrick Brown, defensive lineman. The best defensive tackle in the draft. Carolina, it seems like they're headed into a full-fledged rebuild with a new coach. Defensive line is quite a need for them, so I feel like he just fits the need.
Also, I would say the best player in the draft still. Well, best player in the draft available. Best player available, yeah.
Best pick available.
I've got them taking Isaiah Simmons. Obviously, he's away in Kieran's board, but I feel like obviously he's the most versatile player in the draft. Can play anywhere in the defence. Great in coverage. Can pass the rusher. Be a pass rusher as well, and also a great replacement for Luke Kuechly.
Yep.
Pick number 8, Arizona Cardinals. They traded for DeAndre Hopkins in free agency, so I don't think they'll take a wide receiver now. I think the goal line, Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle. Obviously, get another bit of protection for Kyler Murray. He had a decent rookie year. Get him on the right hand side. Humphreys on the left. If they're paying him, I think it was like $15 million a year or whatever.
3 years, I think.
So it looks like the Cardinals will have a strong season and building that O-line to help Kyler.
I've shadowed the same pick. Jedrick Wills, right tackle. You've got both your tackles are pretty good to protect the young quarterback, and with the new, obviously the free agency acquisitions, hopefully this Cardinals team will be like near the playoffs anyway. So,
definitely.
Right, we pick number 9, Jacksonville. I'm going with Javon Kinlaw, my second defensive tackle. It's a position in need for them. They've lost Calais Campbell. They're heading into a rebuild, and there's no better way to start the rebuild than improving the trenches.
I agree with a defensive tackle, but obviously Derrick Brown's still on my board, so he'll be going to Jacksonville. Very dominant player, and also a great replacement for Calais Campbell. And then Yannick could be traded this off-season. They've been in touch with a number of teams, so it'll help replace him as well. With the 10th pick, I've got the Cleveland Browns selecting Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle. He's an absolute man mountain. The size of him, he's so tall, he's wide, can create big holes in the running game. Slot him in at left tackle, Jack Conklin in at right tackle, who they signed in free agency. And it's going to be great protection for Baker Mayfield for a couple of years.
Yep, I'm also going tackle at 10 with Cleveland, but I've chose my favourite left tackle in the draft, Andrew Thomas. Just mere protection for Baker. Had a bad sophomore season, and his protection didn't help him, but hopefully with the acquisition of Jack Conklin and Andrew Thomas, they'll be a lot better coming into next year. So 11, New York Jets. They're going to be picking up my number 1 receiver, CeeDee Lamb. Now the Jets could have went O-line here, but I think with the loss of Robbie Anderson, they need a number 1 receiver. They needed a good receiver anyway, and I think CeeDee Lamb fits with what Gase wants. He kind of replaces Robbie Anderson in a playstyle way as well. A tall, deep threat. But that's who the Jets are going to pick, my number 1 receiver.
I've also got the Jets taking a wide receiver, and I feel that Jeudy is the best wide receiver in the class. So Jeudy will be going to New York. His run after catch is exceptional, and the way he can play inside and outside is really beneficial for New York. And also gives Sam Darnold a very good way and helps replace Robbie Anderson a little. With the 12th pick, I've got the Las Vegas Raiders now, selecting CeeDee Lamb. Also, it's a tight battle between him and Jeudy for number 1 wide receiver, but CeeDee Lamb, great hands, catches most jump balls, great catches also. It just adds another weapon for Derek Carr. I know they've got Renfro and Williams now, but another number 1 target for Derek Carr.
Aye, so for the Raiders, we've basically flipped here because I went Jerry Jeudy, who's my number 2, because he's still on the board. This is a great player that Gruden can fall in love with, because obviously they had AB last year, they lost him before they even played the game, and Gruden will just love what he'll be able to do with a guy like Jerry Jeudy. And at 13, we have San Francisco instead of Indianapolis after the trade. I'm picking wide receiver again, Henry Ruggs, Judy's teammate from Alabama. Again, Shanahan, just like Gruden, Shanahan would love this, love taking Ruggs and just being able to use him in his offense. Jimmy G thrown to him. They'll be able to do loads of great stuff. Great run after catch. He's a small guy, you can fit him in the slot, but you can play him outside, you can do whatever you want with him.
I have also got Henry Ruggs going to the Niners as well. The tape speaks for itself. His blistering speed is absolutely fucking amazing. No defender can really catch him, to be honest. His hands are good as well. It's not just his speed that he's good for. Put him at the opposite side of Deebo Samuel, and you've got a great wide receiver core there, and also helps a replacement for Emmanuel Sanders. With the 14th pick, I've got the Bucks selecting Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle. A fantastic pass protector, really good run blocker. And also, you have to get some protection for the star man Tom Brady, who made his free agency move to Tampa. What a move that is. TB12 going to Tampa. Get him some protection.
He's still in the state, but we'll know how to deal with him anymore. I'm also getting Tampa selecting protection with Tristan Wirfs, who's still on my board. My third tackle taking, I believe. He's not high on my board, but obviously he's still a great talent. And Tampa's just gone best player available and best fit. The defense is looking alright. They've got great weapons on offense, so they're just going to try and protect old man Brady. And at 15 with Denver, I've got them taking a corner. CJ Henderson from Florida. He's a great player. Denver loves taking defense in the first round. They're just sort of like a defensively built franchise. And I just love the fit with them. Getting another corner. And their offense is coming along a wee bit well. There's a couple of free agents they got. So building slowly.
Aye. I've got the Broncos taking defence here. It's definitely a trade candidate here because obviously all the good wide receivers are off the board with Henry Ruggs getting to the Niners now after the trade. So they could possibly trade back, but I've got them here taking Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle. Great explosiveness, great strength, pushes O-linemen. Also a replacement for Derrick Wolf. They got Jarrell Casey from the Titans in a trade, so just adding to that D-line and helping them push forward for this season. With the 16th pick, I've got the Atlanta Falcons taking Chaisson, defensive end. Another explosive defensive end coming off the board. Similar to Chaisson, obviously not as good. Disruptives in the pass game and mostly, but also in the run game. A replacement for Vic Beasley, who they lost in free agency, and then you can just pair him up with Dante Fowler, both defensive ends now.
With Atlanta, I'm picking Kenneth Chaisson as well. Great player. I would have liked to have seen him drop to 18 if my Dolphins could pick him, but I think he won't reach that far, and obviously we need edge talent. But Atlanta's base 3-4 line, you can put him on the edge, you can just plug him in right away and he should be able to produce straight away. They need help on their defence, and they've still got a chance to do great things with that team because their offense is still pretty stacked, so if they can get more pressure with the D-line, then maybe they can make playoffs. With pick 17, Dallas, I've got them taking Christian Fulton, cornerback. They need a replacement for Byron Jones, who's left to come to the Dolphins, and he's just a great player, good value for the pick. Corner is very important. They've got a pretty decent team otherwise, so taking a corner I feel like is the right position to go.
I've also got the Cowboys taking a defensive back, but I've got them taking safety Xavier McKinney. Obviously the Cowboys, they need secondary help, losing Jeff Heath and Byron Jones. McKinney's a hard-hitting player, really good in the run game, helps solve the problem at secondary, to be honest. Great in zone coverage, and overall the Cowboys got a really good player, unfortunately. With the 18th pick, I've got the Miami Dolphins taking Josh Jones, offensive tackle. A great replacement for Laramie Tunsil, who they lost last year to the Texans. Obviously the Dolphins are building the O-line. A good signing with Eric Flowers at left guard. Jones can play either side of the O-line, and his great size will be able to keep Tua Tagovailoa upright in the future.
With the 18th pick in Miami, I've got them taking Xavier McKinney, safety. We have an opening at safety now with Rashad Jones leaving. I feel like Xavier is a player that Brian Flores can fall in love with. He's versatile, can play him at different positions, and it's just great value at 18. With the 19th pick, the Raiders' second pick of the draft, I've got them taking Kenneth Murray, linebacker. This is a really good first round, I'd say, overall for them, because with my first pick, I've got them taking a receiver, position I need. And then with their second pick, they're getting good value on defence. With Kenneth Murray, he should be able to come in there and start day one. Great tackler, great player.
I agree. I've got them taking Kenneth Murray as well. Obviously, the Raiders need another linebacker. They did sign Corey Littleton in free agency, but they two paired up would be absolutely amazing. Kenneth Murray's a great tackler, decent in coverage. He's got the quickness to move side to side in the field. Makes most of these tackles. Not the best pass rusher, but he can obviously work on that, and he helps in the running game as well. I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking CJ Henderson at 20. Obviously, the Jaguars need a cornerback after losing Jalen Ramsey and AJ Bowie. Obviously, it's a rebuild season for them, as we've said before, so the defence is the best place to start again. CJ Henderson's as good as Akuda in man coverage, in my opinion. He's also got great athleticism, but his tackling does let him down a little at times. But overall, it's a great pick for the Jags.
Jacksonville's second pick, I've also got them taking a cornerback, but they're taking Trevon Diggs. He's a bit of a raw player, but hopefully he'd be able to develop as a player in the NFL. I'm not in love with this pick just because Diggs is a player. He's a bit rough, but it's a position they need. Obviously, what David said about the Jacksonville's situation with the cornerback position, and I like this draft in terms of who they're taking at pick number 9 and pick 20, taking a defensive tackle and taking a cornerback, which is really what they need to start this rebuild, if that's the direction they're going to go. Right, pick 21, Philadelphia, I'm going with Patrick Queen, linebacker. The Eagles are in a position where they could possibly trade up because they need a cornerback and they need a receiver, but just because of my board that all the best players at those positions respectively have been taken already, they're just going to go with the best player available, a starting linebacker for their defence.
I've got the Eagles taking wide receiver Justin Jefferson. Obviously, the Eagles need a wide receiver desperately. At the end of the season, they were using practice squad players. Jefferson will bring great route running and be able to make congested catches and probably be Wentz's favourite target, other than maybe Ertz or something. But it'll be a scary duo, him and Wentz, in the future, and it'll be a problem for NFC East teams. With the 22nd pick, I've got the Minnesota Vikings taking Christian Fulton, cornerback. He's great at man-to-man coverage, able to change direction quickly, using his hips to make big plays. Only negative of Fulton I've got is he's not as physical as the other corners in the draft class, but the Vikings can slot him in as a day one starter and a straight swap for Xavier Rhodes, who got cut and is now with the Titans.
At 22, with Minnesota's first pick, I've got them taking offensive tackle Mekhi Becton. He's slid on my board, but he's still an athletic monster, huge guy, be able to put him on the line to protect Kirk Cousins. Right, at 23 with New England's pick, I've got them taking, possibly controversial, but I've got them taking a wide receiver, T. Higgins, tall guy, deep threat. Last year, 2019, the Patriots wide receiving core was pretty terrible. So this would be an instant upgrade, and I just didn't believe that Belichick would want to go for Jordan Love or any other quarterbacks. That's why I've got them just gone for a wide receiver.
At 23, I've got the Patriots taking AJ Epinesa, the defensive end. This was probably the hardest pick to predict in the full mock. I just feel that they could go different options, wide receiver, quarterback, but I've got them taking defensive end anyway. Epinesa uses his hands brilliantly to get past the linemen. He's got great size for a defensive end and was productive in college. Only downside, in my opinion, he doesn't have the most athleticism, but it's another weapon for the Pats defense to have, and it can be paired up with Chase Winovich on the defensive line. And Belichick's the man to make Epinesa a star, I feel. Or it's got to be a star or bust for Epinesa, in my opinion. He's not the greatest, but with Belichick's coaching, I feel like he could be a star. With the 24th pick, I've got the New Orleans Saints taking cornerback Jeff Gladney. Another cornerback off the board. The Saints obviously need corner help, losing PJ Williams and Eli Apple. They need someone for the future next to Lattimore, so Gladney brings fantastic ball skills. He's a physical corner who isn't afraid to tackle as well, unlike most of the corners in this draft class. He also likes to help with the run, and he's fantastic in man-to-man coverage, and he's a really enjoyable corner to watch.
At 24 with New Orleans pick, I've got him taking edge rusher AJ Epinesa. Just like the Eagles, I feel like they're a candidate to move up and go for a cornerback, just because the wide receiving talent in the NFC South is insane, and they could do away putting somebody next to our opposite a lot more. Ebenezer will be able to slot in their 4-3 packages, and the Saints coaching staff, they should be able to make Ebenezer produce at a high level. Right, at 25, in Minnesota's second pick, I've got them going with edge rusher Yetur Gross-Matos. With their first pick, they've went offensive tackle, so now they're going edge rusher. Mike Zimmer likes to get creative with his blitz packages, and obviously he's a defensive-minded coach. And Gross-Matos will be another young talent that he'll be able to utilise in taking on some of the quarterbacks of the NFC North.
I've also got the Minnesota Vikings taking Yetur Gross-Matos. He's a raw talent, but he's good against the run. He uses his hands brilliantly to get past O-line. Somebody like Daniil Hunter will help him a lot, and he could be a decent replacement for Everson Griffin in the future. With the 26th pick, I've got the Miami Dolphins taking safety Grant Delpit. He's a big safety, so he could easily go man-to-man with the tight ends. Has really good playmaking skills and moves well across the field. He's great in zone coverage, but his biggest letdown is his tackling, and you can see that in the game against Alabama last year. But Coach Flores will be able to help him a lot. He can play strong safety and free safety, so he's an easy replacement for Rashad Jones and also Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Right, at 26 with Miami's third and final pick, I've got them taking offensive tackle Josh Jones. I feel this is great value for the pick. Obviously, left tackle is a huge need. And in David's mock, he's went at 18 with our second pick. So great value. He will be able to take over the starting job day one. And overall, with our draft, taking a quarterback, taking somebody on defence and taking on somebody on offence, I feel like is the best way to go forward. Just because this whole team has obviously gone through a rebuild, and the trenches are probably the weakest position on our team after free agency and upgrading at all other positions. So Josh Jones. At 27 with the Seattle Seahawks pick, I've got them taking Austin Jackson, offensive tackle. They've also lost a right tackle who's just signed with the Jets. In terms of where the Seahawks are at now, they just need to retool the O-line, I feel. It's been their worst position group by far the last couple of years, and luckily Russell Wilson has been able to overcome it. But I just go with O-line, try and build it, because as soon as you can get a top 16, top 10 O-line for Russell Wilson, that's good enough. And they're a good team. They could be able to go past further than they did this year, going in the divisional round as soon as they help fix their O-line.
I could definitely see Seattle taking offensive tackle, but in my mock draft, I've got them taking defensive end Zach Bond. The Seahawks need edge help with the possibility of not getting Jadeveon Clowney back. Bond offers great hustle, great pursuit of the ball, and his tackling is very good. He's got great athleticism to get around the tackles, but he does lack a bit of strength. But overall, I feel that the Seattle was getting a great pick, and with their pick last year, the defensive end wasn't much an impact on the defence, so Zach Bond will be able to bring much help. At the 28th pick, I've got linebacker Patrick Queen going to the Baltimore Ravens. Queen is really good in the run game, offers a lot of support, and he's usually the first defender to the running back. He's comfortable in zone coverage, and his quickness is a thing of beauty. He lacks a little in size, and he's not the most strongest player. He does lack a bit of experience. He only started 1 year as a starter, but obviously a lot of the guys at Baltimore will be able to help him and mould him into a great linebacker, and he's also a great replacement for Patrick Onsworth.
Right, at 20, I've got Baltimore taking Grant Delpit, safety. He had a bit of a down year, maybe possibly due to injury in 2019 compared to where he was ranked as a prospect in 2018. And he's got problems like with tackling, but other than that, he's a great prospect. I feel like Baltimore's the perfect team to take a chance on him just because of their development with defensive players, or just really any player. Obviously, you've seen what they've been able to do with Lamar Jackson, and he's, Baltimore's known for their defence more than anything, so they should be able to turn Grant Delpit into possibly a Pro Bowl, or maybe even in the future. Right, at 29 with the Tennessee Titans pick, I've got them taking Raekwon Davis, defensive tackle. Coming off his senior year at Bama, where he's obviously played on the line for Saban for a couple of years. Maybe this pick will be seen as too high, but I feel like it's great for Tennessee just getting another depth piece on their defensive line, which is already pretty good, but they could use a bit more, and obviously they're gone back in all again with the players that they've already got, and so I feel like defensive tackle is a good position to go when you're in that position.
I've also got the Titans taking defensive tackle, but I've got them taking Neville Gallimore. Great at play recognition, shows great hustle and always plays the whistle. He's decent at pass rushing, inconsistent at times though, doesn't use his power effectively enough. Needs to work on his run game a little, but pairing him up with Jeffrey Simmons, they two could be great defensive tackle duo, and it's also a great replacement for Jarrell Casey, who's on the Broncos now. With the 30th pick, I've got the Green Bay Packers selecting wide receiver Jalen Reagor. The Packers need a fast wide receiver, and Reagor brings exactly that. He's not the tallest, but can definitely win most contested catches. His double moves are fantastic, and his speed helps him break away from the defenders. The only negative of Reagor is his drops that he has at times, and he just needs to secure the ball first before doing anything else. He'll be opposite Davante Adams, and Aaron Rodgers will get a well-needed weapon on the offense.
I also have the Packers taking a wide receiver at 30, Justin Jefferson. Like I said, just with other teams at the lower end of the first round, you're just looking for value, and you've already got a pretty good roster. Put him opposite Davante Adams, and you've got a surefire weapon and immediate option for Aaron Rodgers. At 31, I've got San Francisco taking a defensive tackle, Neville Gallimore. Maybe a tad undersized as a defensive tackle, but he's got a good set of pass rushing moves that will be able to help immediately and slot into San Francisco's 3-4 base line. And obviously DeForest Buckner's just been traded, and so he fills that role.
Pick 31, I've got the Niners selecting cornerback Trevon Diggs. The Niners need a cornerback. Diggs is a tall corner who has excellent ball skills. He plays better in zone. He's got really fluid tips and can turn quickly to locate the football. The negative side of Trevon Diggs is his tackling. He's not using his big frame to his advantage when tackling, and often leads to the receiver being dragged to the ground but still picking up the first down. He'll definitely benefit from somebody like Richard Sherman, and Diggs could be a future Pro Bowler at cornerback if he's managed well. With the last pick at 32, the Kansas City Chiefs select AJ Terrell, cornerback. He's got really quick feet, fluid tips also, a really athletic corner who strives in playing in man coverage. His tackling's okay and is very decent at run support. Needs to stop holding receiver when they come off the line for too long, and he's picking up PI calls often than not. In all, he should be a very good pick for Kansas City, the Super Bowl champions, and he's a great replacement for Bashad Breeland and also Kendall Fuller.
Right, at 32, I've got Kansas City taking Tyler Biadasz, interior offensive lineman from Wisconsin. He started at centre during his collegiate career for Wisconsin, but could be kicked inside to guard either on the left or on the right, wherever Kansas City needs him, because I know they've already got a starting centre. You can never get enough protection, especially for a young quarterback. It doesn't matter who you are, even the legends like Tom Brady, when the pass rush gets right in your face and through the middle of the O-line, there's just no chance. And so Kansas City, being the Super Bowl champions, all they need is a depth player who could possibly be a future starter.
That's your mock draft 1.0 with no trades. Hope you enjoyed. There's a possibility that 2.0 will be coming out before the draft.